there are three basic functions, logic functions, which combine other Boolean values. First one is AND. So if I enter AND, you can see that two logical values or Boolean values are asked for. So I take those ones which are simply constants, and what you can see, the total value will be true. AND is always true if all arguments are true as well. I can enter more than one argument, for example E1. So nothing in here is interpreted in a positive way, so now it's true as well. However, if I make one value false, you see the overall result is false as well. So it's not the majority, it is simply all parameters must be true. If I enter a 1, you can see it's still true. Why? Because 1 is interpreted as a true value, whereas 0 is interpreted as a false value. How does it look like with OR? So if we say OR, and again I enter logical values, so cell C and cell D. It has no values right now. If I copy those down, you see I have two constants and now it's true. The result is true. If one of those is true, that's sufficient that the overall result is true as well. So OR only gets false if all input values are false. So if I again enter here a third value and I say this should be E2, it's still false. If I make this a 1, it becomes true. And finally we have a NOT. So I enter a Boolean value in here and I say equal to not false. It can always only have one parameter and it just takes the opposite value. So false becomes true and true becomes false. Combining these values lead to lots of possibilities. So for example, there's a famous XOR, which is only true if the one or the other value is true. If both are true, then XOR becomes false. Or not AND, or in short NAND. It's just the inverse of AND, so you just have to put not before the AND, and then all the parameters for the AND have to be included. So you can do lots of things, don't get confused, but this not, or, and AND you should be able to use.